This is Out Loud and Laughing.
What is up, chosen fam? Welcome back to the studio. Today, we are joined by a man who is a living proof that you can take the boy out of the South, but you can't take the sharp satirical edge out of the boy. He's a comedian, a writer, and a producer who has somehow managed to turn the most chaotic news cycle into award-winning theater. Whether he's co-writing a viral musical about a headline-grabbing fugitive or unearthing the fabulous gay history of the American Revolution, he is making sure queer stories aren't just told, they're shouted. Please welcome to the pod the brilliant Caleb Zeringue. Hello,
Oh my
sir.
God, you're gonna make me cry. Can you write my intro? Can I just hire you to intro me at every comedy show? Jesus
Our
Christ.
fluff, our little fluff.
Yeah. And I'm aroused now. Thank you. You
You're
got
welcome.
me. Yeah. Well done. Well, good fluff.
Caleb, we're so stoked that you're here. We've been falling down the rabbit hole of your work, and honestly, it's a lot to process in the best ways possible. But before we get into the murder musicals and the Revolutionary War, we have to start with your roots, right? You're originally from New Orleans. For those of us who grew up in the South, we know it's a specific kind of vibe. So what was the Caleb origin story like back in New Orleans? Was there a moment you knew that you had to get out and find a stage?
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of fun because I talk a lot about growing up in the South, and then I talk about the family nicknames down there, and I say at the end, and they called me faggot, right? And then
Wow.
you two are gay cousins, and then there's another part where I go on and I say, Caleb, why can cousin Billy say that to you? And I'm like, because he's hot. Because I had a hot cousin. So I'm like, what's going on with these two right here?
You can
Turning
say
it back on you. Yeah,
Love it,
exactly.
love it.
I wanted him to say it to me. No, the South is hard, but I also think it teaches you to be very funny and very quick with your wit and make fun of yourself in a lot of wonderful, beautiful ways.
It
So,
kind of writes the jokes itself.
yes. Yeah. I
Like,
mean, one of my aunts married her sister's husband. And so, yeah. And that's a stereotype and a reality that has happened now.
And to
So,
your question about what's going on here, Brian and I know that we're handsome, that's for sure. But we
mhm.
we keep it pretty familial here. It's nothing crazy.
Okay.
above the pants.
Above the
Yeah.
pants.
Well, that's
Look,
on the
some-
Patreon link. You have to pay for that,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's got a paywall.
Okay,
Yeah.
now Caleb, we were doing some research though. Were you in the ROTC?
I was in the Air Force ROTC at Arizona State.
And you even considered being a Navy nurse.
I did until Obama cut the funding. Thanks, Obama. Right.
Well, he can use
Yeah.
some care. Okay,
Yeah.
but that's a wild pivot from military nursing to queer stand-up
Yeah.
and like theater. So did that discipline from the military days actually help you navigate the chaos in the comedy world? Like, please, let's unpack this.
I think you can tell that none of the discipline really made its way in from the chaos that I'm exhibiting in here right now, right? So I think they were like, get out, you're not welcome. No, I actually was there whenever Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed. And this is a bit more of a serious story. We had a pretty homophobic cadet leader that made rape jokes about like the Navy
Ooh.
with the Air Force. And so I resigned in protest and filed a complaint to him and pursued the Navy thing, but the funding was cut at that point. I still ended up being a nurse though, and still legally am. So, yes.
Where were you when it was repealed?
I was in Arizona. So that was like a big era. I think, do you remember when Lady Gaga was having everybody call her senators or call their senators and stuff? So I was calling
Yeah,
John
the-
McCain's office, like petitioning to get it repealed and stuff. So
That
it
was
was a
the
very
vote.
exciting time.
That was the vote.org campaign, right?
I think
That
so.
might-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
I'll
we
say yes to whatever you say. I don't know. So
I say
yeah.
the same. I say the same thing, Caleb.
I said
just to
Lady
shut 'em
Gaga
up.
said to call this number, and I did so. That was what I did back in the day.
We have to bring this back a little bit gay though, Caleb, because you were in the military. And for those
Yeah.
listening, how was the locker room experience?
We didn't have a locker room in the
Oh.
ROTC. I know. But I was in wrestling in high school, and that was very hot.
you
There was
tell?
there was a bully that I thought was very hot. He was kind of mean, which is definitely my type. And then he not rubbed, but like swung his dick in front of somebody's face because they made fun of it. So then the
Mm.
next day I was like, oh, if you make fun of it, then he's going to throw it in your face. I was like, you got an ugly wiener. And then he did the same thing to me. And I was like, thank you. Stop. God, get it out of here.
No
You
more.
know?
I'm a lady.
Yeah, it's so ugly.
What is that? Can I touch it?
Yeah, right. I had the most homoerotic high school experience all the time. It was amazing.
Do you think it's because a lot of these Southern boys were in the closet and like gay, experimenting?
This was in Colorado Springs, actually. So my
Oh, okay.
my dad moved us to 16 different states because he served in the bipolar community, the unmedicated branch. So we moved around a lot. But I think Colorado Springs also has a very conservative era around it too. So I think it could be that.
When around
The end.
when was around the time that you found yourself like finding a bit of a voice for yourself? Obviously in ROTC it's kind of hard to because you're sort of being managed by a drill master. So can you talk a little bit about what that experience was like?
Yeah, I don't think it was during the ROTC era. I think it was actually after my divorce, which happened in COVID. So right after COVID, I got divorced from my ex-husband, who is also from the South. And he's a wonderful person. We just did not work well together. And it was that kind of relationship really kind of pushed my voice down a lot. And I realized, like, I remember laying in the bathroom, and I think a lot of gay men go through this feeling suicidal and thinking, like, man, I really, like, why am I feeling so terrible? And I realized, like, oh, it's, my dad's always been kind of homophobic. And then, like, I feel a lot of shame about divorce because my dad cheated on my mom and stuff a lot. And I never wanted to have that happen in my life. So I was like, what's my best times in life? And it's whenever I'm making a group of friends laugh. And how can I use like that ability to help reduce shame in everybody else, which is why I'm so attracted to like the Boots series on Netflix, and why I'm writing about the Drill Master, which I know we'll talk about at some point. But
No,
that's when I
it's
started finding my voice.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly, I think like there's a lot of parallels there because you just mentioned the drill master. You're telling the story of Baron von Steuben right now, who essentially was America's most fabulous gay general. You've mentioned that you're very, and you were just talking about this as well, whereby your very homophobic father found the story interesting. And also a quick shout out to New York Magazine, the article that was just released that you were mentioned in. I want to ask, how does it feel to use comedy, right? Like as a bridge to show people, even family, that queer people have literally been the backbone of history since the very beginning.
I think it's very exciting. I mean, comedy, I was just reading about this. The Fool is one of the most powerful, like, people in literature, right? Like Pan, it's like chaos and destruction, but also rebirth. So it's just pure potential. And I think I was just at my work offsite and everybody kind of loves me because I'm like the chaotic one, but I play that up a lot. And it's a way to like kind of control people as well, right? So like the executives, I'm like, I don't give a fuck that you're my boss. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, so using that as like a great equalizer to just show that we really all are equal. And I think a lot of people don't realize how silly the founding fathers were. Like, do you know John Hamilton and John Lawrence were like fucking for years? Do we know this?
No, they left it out of Hamilton. Thank you.
Exactly. That's what I said in
Those were the scenes
1776.
yeah, those were the scenes I was there for. No,
Well, that's on the Patreon, as we heard earlier.
Hamilton, the Patreon. That's great.
Were they top or bottom? I just kind of want to understand the situation.
That'll be in the letters. I think I play Hamilton in the Drill Master, but Hamilton wrote a bunch of like anxious, needy bottom energy letters of like, John, I have a huge nose, right? And like, also you should come watch me fuck my wife. Like literally in the Library of Congress, these letters are there and nobody's talking about it. It's like these guys were having sex all the time. And there's so much shame against the queer community for like, just the way that we want to, like, because somebody wants to put a dick in my butt and I like it, like, you're going to be mad about that. The founding fathers were doing this the whole time. Like, they were going crazy. They had orgies out the wazoo. Ben Franklin was like a crazy sex addict, and he was like the biggest celebrity in Paris. So get over yourselves, ladies. Sorry, I get passionate about this.
No,
I needed that history.
Yeah, a hole's a hole, no matter what time of century it is, you know?
And to
Yeah.
answer your question, Brian, around who was the top of their bottom, I think back then it was whoever whipped it out first. Like it was a quicker than draw. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, there's probably no douche either. So whoever's asshole was cleanest at that
Oh
point, to be
my
honest.
God.
fair
Can you
enough.
imagine? They didn't have Pure for Men. This podcast sponsored by Pure for Men.
Yeah, the whiff of it all.
Wow, that just went down a dark hole.
Yeah. Uh,
So did you do like research on these letters? Like, how did you find them?
So my co-writer and like the person that's conceived the play, Jenny Zagrino, is like
Yeah.
I would say her version of autism is all about revolutionary history. So she knows all of the history of this stuff. She's actually writing a book series called The Pounding Fathers that like talks
Love
about how
that.
they're all fucking each other. Yeah. So she brought this to me because I featured for her last December and ended up being like, I want to write a play about this guy. And we also met the writer of Washington's Gay General, Josh Trujillo and Levi Hastings. They're both wonderful gay boys, and then they have all the history in here that you can learn about. So it's a very beautiful book. He's a very fabulous character. I love him so much. So yeah, it's all real history.
Who says gays aren't studious and do their research?
Right, I
Honestly.
know. Not me.
Yeah.
I don't do it. I make other
We-
people do that.
Lies. We are all gay men. We know how to do our research. We know how to stalk people. We know how to find everything
That's true.
about someone.
When I'm
So,
motivated, yes.
even if they're
yes.
dead. Yeah, when I'm motivated. Correct. So you've also made waves with Luigi the Musical. I know you
Yes.
have a team, you've worked with other people, but you've built this darkly satirical take on a real life headline crime. So it
Yeah.
went viral, it sold out, it even got covered by CNN, the New York Times. So when you're writing about things that are happening like right now in the news, how do you balance humor with the fact that it's kind of real and fucking messy?
I think that humor is used to talk about hard things in life all the time. I mean, I use it to process divorce, homophobia, and make people laugh at that, right? And Saturday Night
Yeah.
Live does it all the time. So I'm kind
Correct.
of like, why can't Broadway do it then? You know? I think something that's interesting about Luigi the Musical is it was the first musical I've ever done, the first thing I've ever acted in, and the very first play that I ever like step stage on. The New York Times is in the audience, and I'm like, well, this is not great. You know, I would have taken a few more singing classes if I'd known that. But I think we got criticized by Lily Janiak at the San Francisco Chronicle, which respect her as the play being terrible and that it needs more time. But we were like, girl, this is like a stand-up format where we see what works in front of people and revise constantly. And that's something that the Broadway community seems to be resonating with. Like we got called out in Broadway world as being innovative, and we blend stand-up into that format as well. So I think keeping things in a vacuum is not good for art, and just putting it out and seeing what resonates is really fun in kind
I
of a
really
stand-up way.
I really particularly love how Broadway as a platform is really stepping out of its traditional roots, and it's becoming a platform where like real art can start to appear in different forms and not your traditional musical format and et cetera.
We took it into our own hands. We produced it ourselves. Whenever I can't find stage time, I throw my own shows. I actually threw my own show in my backyard and brought
Amazing.
folks over. And that's how all of the writers of Luigi the Musical met, along with an open mic that one of us ran at the Eagle, which is a very cute backstory piece. So I think creating your own platform and getting out there is really like something that I really want artists to empower themselves with. Don't wait for the door to open. I am very impatient and I will not do that. I have ADHD. I'm not going to sit still that long, you know?
I
Absolutely
haven't
not.
heard the gay ADHD, but it's
I love
interesting
that.
because John and I have talked about this with many people that have come on the pod, and it's something about the gay man and grit. And I don't know what it is, but we were all instilled with like if no one's gonna do it for me, I'm gonna do it myself.
Yeah.
And we get scrappy and we like to find a yes in a sea of no's. I don't know what it is, Caleb. I don't know what it is, but like we're doers.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we've all read like The Velvet Rage, right? And we feel like we have to like overperform and things like that. But I also think
Yeah.
it's really powerful in that like we've never really been accepted in society. So why start now? You know,
Yeah.
just find your
Yeah.
own fucking way to do it.
There's a really interesting, I just sent this to Brian last night, him and his husband, but there was a post that this social media influencer and her husband, who are straight, they're an older married couple.
Boo. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
their
sorry. I
names-
just feel like I'm being very professional all of a sudden. And I'm like,
Oh
we were
gosh, I
riffing.
know.
I'm like, I'm trying to get out of my professional brain. I'm like, be crazier, Caleb, you know?
No, but and I think like to the point of like either being crazy or being warriors, they mention, and they're actually advocates for the gay community. That's why I'm bringing it up. But they basically mentioned that we've been warriors since the beginning of time, right? Like we've been fighting for our rights for as long as we can remember. It's not about this movement or that movement. It's about the entire movement. And that's where I think the grit comes from, right? Like to survive in this world, we've always had to sell and sell ourselves. And to your point around creating your own platform, like that's exactly what Brian and I are doing here. We didn't know who would want to listen to this, but we just knew that
No
there
one.
was so many. Yeah. Thank you for the one listener out there, mom.
Yeah.
But honestly, like
Come
if
to
I let-
Luigi the Musical, one listener. No, I'm kidding.
there you go. And that's how you build a community. But I think you're absolutely right. Build it yourself, and they'll start to show up.
Yeah, what was the inspiration on starting the podcast? Because I did look that Claude would not tell me that either. So I was
Yeah,
curious in
we
your
are
own
not-
words.
We're kind of in the back room of the Eagle with our
Yeah.
podcast, apparently.
Yeah.
No, so you know the backstory of John and I. Everyone that listens knows the backstory. But John and I just always thought we were funny.
Which
And
we're
we
not.
just said, and we also like we talk to each other every day. So we were like, why don't we just record it?
Oh, that's
And-
cute. Yeah.
And then we realized that, it would be better with a third. So we started bringing on guests. And it's
Okay.
we
All right.
talked
I
about
see what
this-
you're doing there, Brian. Okay. Stop it.
your shirt is still on, Caleb. So you're not getting the hint.
Yeah.
No, but I think
But my
John and I
pants
made
are off. So
yeah,
there you go.
yeah.
good. Okay, we're making progress.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We just uncovered that like gay people do really cool shit, and we just like talking about it. That's kind
Yeah.
of not you. So we've learned that not everyone.
Yeah. I'm super boring. Yeah.
Yeah, but like
Snore. We're not even going to release this app,
98%, right? It's a good number.
Yeah.
You've also that's so funny. You've also built this really crazy career though too, and I kind of want to shift into that. Over in San Francisco, which is obviously the gay mecca, I know from a little bit of experience myself, but you also still find yourself traveling back to the South for shows too. So does the
Yeah.
energy of the queer room in San Francisco feel any different to you than, let's say, a room in like New Orleans?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually going. This festival. This is one of my first major festivals. Is the LGBT LOL Fest. I'm going back this year, and I'm really excited.
Where is it?
It's in New Orleans, run by
Oh.
Ryan Rogers, wonderful, very big gay comedian from New Orleans himself, and his husband Drew Prestige. They're amazing. They've created a great platform for like the gay community. I love going to New Orleans because, like, I don't know if you know this, San Francisco folks can have their buttholes a little tight, and same with LA.
Yeah.
Right. So New Orleans, I actually really like a conservative like amount of audience because like I think the best part about comedy is it makes fun of everybody, left, right, gay, straight, like lesbian,
it.
everything. So nobody is off limits. You just have to be careful not to punch down. So
Yeah.
I unfortunately have to wear the gay thing as like the one interesting thing about me that lets me make fun of straight men. So yeah, I'm making it my whole personality apparently with my career now,
Yes. I mean, I love our connection to New Orleans. Fun fact, when our mothers migrated from Cuba, they moved to New Orleans when they were little girls.
Wow.
So John and I spent our childhood going back to New Orleans, visiting some things, and my brother's bachelor party was there. I go now all the time, like for like birthday. I love celebrating my birthday in New
Nice.
Orleans. Something about that city. I don't
New
know
Orleans-
what it is.
It's
New Orleans
such a
changed me.
shithole, but it's so beautiful,
Because
Sorry,
it-
go.
well, Yeah.
New Orleans changed me from being a tourist into being a traveler. Like I learned in that city and I was taught by some amazing souls that I either met at art galleries or bars or wherever who just like people in New Orleans talk to you like they know you, like you're already family. And I
Yeah.
think that that's really humbling to go into somebody else's space and to sort of reflect that back. So yeah, I love New
It also checks all the boxes.
Mhm.
Drinking,
Mhm.
gambling,
Mhm. Sex.
culture, food. John, no sex. I'm a virgin. Architecture, all the
Did your hair
things,
catch
right?
fire, right? When you said that, like lightning just strikes you.
I think
It's-
a gay man is the
it's-
only person who can say that they're a virgin and have children. Anyways, I digress.
Yeah, right. It's a beautiful city. I really like it. And yeah, my family, like we grew up roasting each other, right? And so you'd always just like the game was we'd all get around, you'd make fun of each other till somebody lost, and then they'd leave crying. It's always Aunt Sherry because she's not funny. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Aunt Sherry. She got a new house and she literally reached up on like these like built-in dressers and was like, "What's up here?" And she pulled down a gun from like the Civil War era and was like, "What the fuck?" That's just like left in the house from the other owners. Like that's just New Orleans, right?
Wow.
And it's just such an amazing place. Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Can we quickly unpack this? You guys sat in a circle making fun of each other until someone cried and walked away. This is a genius idea.
Is that
John.
weird? Sorry.
It's not. It's not weird. It's different.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah, I have.
Well, did you all ever do crawfish boils down there?
We did.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah.
So you did it over some crabs.
Yeah, well, and then you pour it all into a canoe and then eat around a canoe off of newspaper, which is
make
probably
each other
really
cry.
bad for you. Yeah, obviously. But I guess you didn't get that part of the experience, is what I'm hearing.
Gay trauma. That's all I'm
Yeah,
hearing.
yeah.
You know, you're giving me ideas for Christmas though. Thank you.
Yeah. The crabs part.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of
They
it.
can treat that now, just so you know.
Why?
Yeah.
The more the merrier.
Literally. Oh my God, Caleb. Okay, we have to segue to our fun game on Out Loud and Laughing, and we have to
Okay.
put you in the hot seat for a second.
Okay.
We have a signature game. I think you know it, but we put all our guests through it. For this one, we're calling it This or That, the New Orleans edition. No overthinking. Just the first thing that pops into your head. Either
Okay.
head is fine. Are you ready?
Yes.
A sold out theater or a gritty comedy club?
I would say sold out theater. I'll make it into a comedy club.
Okay. Yeah, it could be both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Why do I have to
Whatever.
be in a trash place? I will do it though. I love Waffle House. I'll eat at a Waffle
Oh,
House. No problem.
Waffle House, Chili's.
Hell
John and
yeah.
I are not fancy people.
Cracker
no,
Barrel.
listen.
Love
You know what
Cracker
Waffle
Barrel.
You know the upper hand that Waffle House has on every other restaurant in this country is the kitchen is open. So if you go to some nice dinner, you don't know what's happening back there. But at a
That's
Waffle
true.
House, you see them drop your toast, they are putting in new toast. Just
And if you see them drop it on their plate, at least they're honest.
And they have the little like tape measure by the door so they can identify who robbed them on the way out. That's
that
a fun
true?
time. Yes.
Because I always
every
whipped it
Waffle
out and
House
measured my dick to see. But
Oh,
okay, I was
yeah.
using it wrong.
is really impressive against a door frame. That sounds like some conjuring, like possessed shit. I don't want to see that.
I
Waffle
know.
House.
I noticed that. and
This podcast brought to you by Waffle House.
That's really funny. I would just walk up and thought it was like, you must be this tall to come in. And I just would walk away because I just was never tall enough.
You have to be
people.
tall to get into a restaurant. You can't have waffles if you're under 6'5", actually.
Correct.
You know?
Little people only.
Yeah.
Let's ask you the next one because I think you might really enjoy this one. Are you a scruff or no scruff kind of guy?
Is this like on the app or is this on the man?
This is
all,
how
this
you
is all
answer
on
it,
you.
Caleb.
Okay.
Yeah.
It could be both.
I am, my friends describe my type as a beard and a pulse. And so I think that means, and one of those is negotiable. No, I'm sorry. Scruff
Pulse.
for sure. The pulse. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I'm not going to fucking kiss a twink. Absolutely not. Gross.
Never.
A hairy
Sorry.
dead man? Yes. A twink dead? No.
Yeah, absolutely. So very pro scruff, but I would say app wise, I'm not on the scruffs. I'm on the sniffies energy.
Sniffies?
The sniffies.
Oh, nice.
The Craigslist.
If I'm on anything, I go through cycles like we all do, you know?
Listen.
There might be people. Gay
Go ahead,
what?
John.
There might
No,
be there might be people out there who don't have a pulse and you're still sniffing them anyways. What I was actually going to say was, no. What I was actually going to say though, I fucked it up. All right, cut. Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Historical drama or modern satire?
Modern satire, hands down. I will not watch a drama. I can't sit through
Same.
drama. I'm not a serious person. I just
don't like
can't do it.
historical pieces. I can't
Also,
do it.
why is there no comedy like thing in the Oscars? There's no best comedy. I think that's fucked. Why does drama get all this
That's
stuff?
true.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much today. I didn't even put a pulse on that, believe it or not. Are you into the live band experience or a New Orleans drum line?
I would do drumline. It's more fun, more freeing. There's no rules, you know? I'm really not a rule follower, in case you can't tell. So, yeah. I've
I
ruined
love
this
a good
podcast. They had to cut 4 hours of this podcast already, everybody.
It's true, guys. We've been
Yeah.
on this for like, this is like filling the Real
This is our
Housewives
third
reunion.
time
Yeah.
trying.
Okay, if you're looking at the perfect man, are you noticing his butt or chest? Are you a butt guy or a chest guy?
I feel like this is asking if I'm a top or a bottom in a very
Nope.
discreet way.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
It
Don't worry.
is, yeah, you're like, well, we already know. We don't have to ask. Chest, I would say. Although I will say, I don't know if you've noticed this, straight men have the best asses, is what I've
Yes.
noticed. Yes, it's very upsetting, and
They're
it
just
goes to
born
waste.
with it.
I
It's a waste.
know. It's
Or
very
maybe not.
sad.
Maybe they're letting their girlfriends do a little finger or two every so often, you know? You never know.
Okay, but they're taking everything from us. If they're
Yeah.
doing pegging, if they're doing poppers, Zoram Dami listens to Kim Petras now.
I
I'm like,
know.
we don't know who's gay anymore. I can't
Correct.
figure it out.
I never knew that straight people did poppers until like 3 days ago. Are you more into a shower or a bath?
Bath, for sure. I take way too many baths. I was texting the New York Times from the bath. I was coordinating all the Luigi coverage from a bath. I like to say I'm like Winston Churchill, just not doing anything important. I just do all my business from a bath. I
That's
think
great.
a lot in there.
All I'm
Yeah.
hearing is you do all your best business on your back.
Oh, well,
But, you know,
okay. In a
speaking of
Waffle
that,
House.
yes, in a Waffle House by the door. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're playing baseball.
Yeah.
Picture yourself in a league of their own outfit.
This is a curveball.
Are you pitching in the game or are you catching in the game?
I am catching, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
wear
No
make sure you
question.
wear
No further explanation.
No
No.
further. No, listen, this is how you play the game.
It
Yeah.
is very, very well done. You're a great player. Just make sure you wear your gloves.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you front row center or back of the room kind of guy?
Oh, a front row center. I need the energy. I need the attention. That's why I do comedy. Yeah.
I
I
love
just
it.
am. I have severe pick me energy. It's the worst, you know? But I'm embracing it now. I'm in my embracing era.
Okay, well then this is the last one. I'm interested in your answer based on everything we know about you now. Do you want to be the leading man or the mastermind behind the scenes?
Oh, yeah, leading man. And I'm just starting to admit that to myself. Yeah. It's a very scary place to be.
Is
I
it?
noticed, I think so. Johnny Stein, who played Luigi in Luigi the Musical, who, yes, by the way, he is gay. And everybody has to ask me that. And I say, he is gay, but isn't it hot that you had to ask?
Yeah.
He's wonderful. He's a local SF comic. I just saw how intense it is, and he carries the
Mm.
entire show. So I think leading men are very brave. It's a lot of hard work.
It's very true. Caleb, this has been absolutely the best. Thank you so much for being authentic with us and for showing our chosen fam that you can take your history, your trauma, and your weirdest ideas and turn them into literally gold.
Thank you.
Love it, Caleb. Where can our chosen fam find you, see your upcoming shows, keep up with the Drill Master, all these
Yeah.
things?
So the Drill Master, we're starting to talk to production partners, so there'll be movement on that very soon, which we're very excited about. But you can follow the Drill Master play. I just changed my Instagram, so I think it's Caleb C. Zeringue now. Everybody thought my last name was Meringue, and it was not. I just didn't want to pay somebody $1,000 for the name. And then Luigi the Musical, you can see it in New York City, June 15th through the 20th, staged readings. So yeah, thank you guys very much for having
You're
me.
welcome. All right, our chosen family, that's our show. And remember to stay loud, stay laughing, and keep making history. We'll catch you on the next one, everyone. Bye. This was Out Loud and Laughing.
We're available everywhere you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, YouTube, iHeart, or wherever.